Good morning. Just waiting for the green light. We're live. Yeah. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. I did say from the get-go I'll be doing the morning shows every Friday, not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but Fridays. Yes, I got my brother back in full effect in red and white in Technicolor. Join me this one. I'm thinking that maybe we might be joined by another Perskin. But you know what? Yeah, another Perskin.
Okay. We changing the sequential roles now as well.
Yeah, so we're going to be reviewing a little bit of what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? You don't know what happened yesterday. You got to stay tuned. And apart from that, what happened yesterday? Yeah, I got like 3 bits of news. It's not good news, man. Not good news. Arsenal players are coming out from the woodwork, left, right, and centre, just blasting the manager, as well as some players as well. So see you on the other side of this music intro. Yes, my people. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Before we went live, I was telling my brother that I'm actually started watching again for maybe the 10th time the documentary 89, just to remember how Arsenal used to be back in the day. But anyway, as usual, guys, a call to arms. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest news right here, right now on Cannon Fodder TV. Yeah. Okay. So the first bit of news, Ralph.
So you was what 89?
Yeah.
Last. I was trying to watch The Water Boy after last night's reference. I think we need Adam Sandler in the team right now. That's what we need. And Henry Winkler.
That's a good one, Ralph. Anyway, that's bad news we're going to talk about. Where is he? Here he is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. To be honest, this news is coming out from the Daily Express. So it says Arsenal hierarchy have 2 managerial replacements in mind if Mikel Arteta faces the sack. Serious questions will be asked of Mikel Arteta after his side failed to lay down a glove and get into the final against Villarreal. The Gunners managed just 1 shot on target. Only 1 shot on target. Sorry, close this door. 1 shot on target. I don't think that's true, actually. As they fell way short against former boss Unai Emery. I'm very, very pleased and congratulations to Unai Emery, who made a mockery. Actually, the fans, the media pack, and some other people made the mockery of Unai Emery when he was trying to speak and improve his level of English. Now, I kind of brought up on this one because I'm thinking, well, Arsenal have 2 replacements if he's sacked. Really? Who told them that? I mean, it's just paper talk, Ralph, because they know literally our fan base is not where we're like, Ralph. You know what we're like. It's like just touching that blue,
Lip
fire.
paper.
Nah. But that's just my opinion, Ralph. What do you think? Do you think Arsenal have 2 replacements in mind?
Well, if they were bold enough, why couldn't they make that statement before the match? You had Bird Leno saying he wants to leave. So why not just put that squarely on the shoulders of the team or the press as we stand? I think it's paper talk. I think it's a baloney. I'm still trying to think about this shot on target or 1 shot. I remember in the match Tierney had a shot. They're not just counting that as a shot, are they? Because that went towards the corner post, let alone the goal. So anyway, I think it's just paper talk.
Yeah.
Nothing substantiated.
And the second bit of information, well, this I tell you what, God dear, just the first of two ex Arsenal legends, you could probably say. First one up, Martin Keown criticises Arsenal duo Thomas Partey and Martin Ødegaard. I'm quite surprised he's criticised Martin Ødegaard. However, Arsenal legend Martin Keown has criticised both Thomas Partey and Martin Ødegaard for their performance against Villarreal in the Europa League semi-final. Though he lays the blame on Mikel Arteta. The North Londoners exited the competition after slumping to a goalless draw at the Emirates yesterday evening, having mustered up just one shot on target. I disagree with that. Despite only needing a solitary goal to progress, Arteta opted to play Partey as a lone holding midfielder. Remember, Ralph, the formation? 4-1-4-1. Yeah, it's incredible. But anyway, my goodness. Say again?
Someone said it was 3-4-3 formation, but
it was 4-1-4-1. Yeah. Morning, Des. Yeah. I'm just going through a new segment, so just give me a second. Give me a second, Des. 1 second. So the news reports it says that Arteta opted to play Partey as a lone holding midfielder with Ødegaard and Smith Rowe, two more advanced players ahead of him. But the formation left Arsenal's £45 million recruit literally exposed and isolated. Keown was far from impressed with Partey's subpar performance and does not believe he has lived up to his expectations. While he's also criticised Ødegaard for his lack of work rate and pressing. Well, the guy is just coming from injury. He goes on to say that he would have thought it would have suited Partey sitting deep in the midfield, but it didn't. Keown told BT Sports after the game. He didn't look like he had the energy to get around the pitch, and they didn't work off him well enough. It was the tactics from the manager, completely outnumbered in the midfield, and the tactical plan from Arteta was a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Morning, Des. Morning, Des.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
I don't know where to start. I mean, that's just Martin Keown talking about Thomas Partey. The formation, Ralph. The 4-1-4-1 formation. I mean, whenever have we ever played that formation there?
I don't know. I don't know. Did Arteta put his hand in the cap to see what kind of formation he should come up with this time? Because that's the second time he's come up. Well, second time that I've, in a match of this kind of importance, he's done something that we haven't played that kind of way before. Why not just go for a standard 4-4-2 if you're not sure? One or three, 5, whatever it is. Whatever it is, the players know the importance of the game. They know that it's literally do or die. That your back is literally against the wall. You have to score. And I did say this last week. I said, when did you think that? I was thinking Villarreal more likely would want to score. If you could have seen their faces in the first leg when we got the equaliser through a penalty, their heads dropped because they thought, flipping out now, we have to go at their ground and we have to score. Unai Emery is probably thinking, well, you know what, actually, if we just stay as we are, formation, if we can get a break, then, I mean, they had a couple of breaks on goal, to be honest. And
which is why I think that the 0-0 result was kind of honours even. I mean, they had opportunities, we had opportunities, and never the twins shall meet. Des, your thoughts, please.
You know what the best part of yesterday? Do you know what the best part of yesterday was for me, guys?
The final whistle.
Apart from that, designing my own Enforcer T-shirt on the merch, on the Cannon Fodder merch. I really enjoyed that. But back to the game. Back to the game. Okay, so I guess you've got to start from the beginning. You've got to start from the beginning, haven't you? Okay, the lineup, crazy. I mean, this is one place where you don't ticky-tacky, tinker. Don't tinker. Don't mess about. We're at home. We should have won that. Okay, we should have won that. And we shouldn't have been in the position we were in from the first leg. But going on breaking it down, and can I just say, you did a really good post-match video last night, guys. It was really good. But Xhaka gets injured in the pre-warm-up, right? And the team fell apart. It was as if someone had come along and taken the spine out of Arsenal. Yeah. Partey didn't know what he was doing in the midfield because every time he got the ball, the passes were either too short or too long. Yeah. And then they were playing the midfield.
Sorry, Des, can I just interrupt there? Surely that's down to the manager. We've never played a 4-1-4-1 formation at all. And the players... I would agree. That does lay at Arteta's door. That really does lay at Arteta's door. But what I was going to say, carry on from what I was saying, what I mean is they played the midfield like this as an example. Whenever Partey got the ball, he didn't know what to do with it. He couldn't pass it forward, so he automatically passed it back. And we were just backwards and forwards from our defence to midfield all game. Odegaard hasn't been fit since injury. Exactly.
He had the wrong players on the pitch for me. Okay. Martinelli should have been on from the start. I would have played El Neni if Xhaka couldn't play. But then was Xhaka going to be left back?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So I still would have played El Neni. I probably would have played El Neni. And the other thing I didn't get, Bellerin, before I let you guys carry on, Bellerin I did not get, right? Okay. As far as I know, Cedric is an Arteta man.
Cedric was in hospital, apparently.
Oh, was he? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, then that clears up. But what I was going to say was, if he was available, Cedric is an Arteta man, yeah, and Bellerin gets in before him. You know, that's the point I was going to make. But now you've said about the hospital, there's nothing I can say about it. You know what I mean? And then the biggest mistake he made was taking Orba off. I've got to say it was taking Orba off. He just hit the post, yeah, and you know it just was a wrong move. The subs were done at all the wrong time, and just mate, it's hard to be an Arsenal fan today. It's really hard to be an Arsenal fan today.
It's difficult to support Arteta, to be honest. I've tried to support him.
We can't. Alex, we've defended him. We've even gone on other podcasts and defended him. Yeah, in the chat, whatever. I can't defend him today. I cannot stand there and go. I did say in I posted a comment before I knew I was coming on. I posted a comment saying that and I do stand by this. The owners need to go before the manager, but then the manager's hanging on by his fingernails. Do you know what it is? Arteta at the moment is like a one-armed rock climber with an itchy nose. Do you know what I mean? That's how precarious he is. Anyway. I mean, there's no energy here, is there, guys? No energy whatsoever.
Well, it's been sucked out. But the thing is, it's been sucked out game by game. But I'm not going to go on about what's happened, particularly this season. It's consistent if you have to look back 6-7 years. We can go back further if we have to, from the time we moved from Highbury to the Emirates. But, you know, that can be another segment altogether. Let's take it for what it is. You know, you've got a team, you're playing at home, and I always state this strongly. When you're playing at home, you know what to do. It's not a guesswork. You know, this, as I said before, this is literally our backs are against the wall. We have to score. So you go with your strongest team. And if they score, I remember one match we played against Man United in the Champions League. Yeah, it was that long ago. And we had to beat Man United at home to progress. I think we scored the first goal. That gave us hope. Man United steamrolled us. They scored back. When they scored the second goal, the tie was literally out of our hands. I think they won something like 3 or 4-1 on aggregate, something like that. The whole, as soon as they scored, literally there was no energy. The game was taken away from us. But in last night's match, the game was taken away from us from the start, from the formation, from the start. The fact that you didn't even think to put Martinelli on. Like I said to Alex last night, if you're having Aubameyang, who had a poor run of games, we found out that he had malaria, so he's trying to recuperate, and you put him in to this match now. The only person who supplied the pass to him against Newcastle was Martinelli. So to me, that is a no-brainer. Martinelli has to start.
So who would you have sacrificed? If you're going to start Martinelli, who would you have not chosen to
if Odegaard was suffering, I want to played Odegaard. Why can't we have had El Nani? Like you said before, what has El Nani had to do to prove that you got a midfielder whose scoring goes from midfield is one of our weakest areas, and when he pops in, he offers something. He is a player who I would have to say he runs everywhere because that's his job. But if he has an opportunity to shoot on goal, who would have known what would have happened if he played? What's the statistics say that we only need one shot? Well, he would have done at least 3 or 4 shots.
But you know what words I can hear? Do you know what words I can hear ringing in my ear now? It's from Des. It's easier for us to be in armchair managers. It's easy for us to say from a distance, why didn't he do this?
That's very true. That is very true.
Why didn't he do this? He should have done this. He should have done that. He should have played this player.
We're fans. Alex, we're fans.
Yeah.
Right? Let me just try and get this point in. We are fans. You know, today of any other day, if everything went forward as we kind of hoped it should have done, this conversation wouldn't have existed. But the real facts is, yeah, it is easy for us to assimilate and to say, this is what you should have done. This is what you should have done. But the manager, if we're pointing out obvious solutions, the manager, I've said this before on many times, the manager's got to have somebody in his ear to say, hang a minute now, Gov, we won 2-0 against Newcastle. Yeah, everyone's gassing about Newcastle. Villarreal is not going to give us the opportunity. They're not going to let us play the ball out wide. If you saw from the first half, that's what we was doing. When Villarreal had the ball, they were coming through the middle. Yeah. So what was it that Arteta couldn't see again? His number 2 must have seen again. All us armchair fans saw, but the man at the top, the man who decided to put in a team to play a formation that they're not, the team doesn't even understand. Why would he do that? Why you said last night, consistency. You can't have a consistent defense if you're swapping them every match. The same with midfield. You're swapping them every match. He's a tinker man, unfortunately, to be labelled that, because every time we win a match, he doesn't stay with the same formation. He changes it. And then he wonders now why he's going to get some stick. He's getting stick because this was the one match that we should have played with no holds bar, no handbrake, go full tilt to win the match. That's the only prerequisite we had for last night. We had to go out full out to win. That team wasn't a full out team. It was a defensive team. And look where we are. No one scored. If that was the return, if that was the first leg and it was at home, that would have been perfect for us. But ifs, ands, buts and maybes don't count.
Yeah, so you want to chip in before I go into the last news segment? Do you want to say anything else before?
Yeah, I just want to just quickly. Yeah, you said everything right, Raz. To be honest, right? But I'm going to just say this about the armchair manager. I just want to address the comment that I made, and it may have come across a bit, but what I was actually meaning was we break it down in the way that we understand. The armchair managers that I was having a go at was the ones who make the most empty vessels make the most noise. Yeah. So what I meant was is the ones that didn't know what they were talking about. Okay, they've got a lot of them. It's like the Arteta outs will all be screaming now. Do you know what I mean? So the people in this community, they give constructive ideas, and I'm going to use the word criticism, but I don't mean it in a negative way. Do you know what I mean? They give constructive criticism and how they feel about it. And those people I respect. The people in this community I respect. It was nothing against the people in this community. It was the big voices who have too much to say and not enough time to say it in. And the one thing I will say about last night before I let you go on, Alex, if you think about it as well, Mr. Emery had the advantage over Arteta because Emery basically knew our team inside out and how they were going to play. Do you know what I mean? But and he had the advantage.
But there's the damage was done in the first leg.
Oh, totally, yeah. We were soul destroyed. We were soul destroyed in the first leg.
Yeah. And if things can't get any worse, Lee Dixon has laid into your friend Des. Yes, Lee Dixon calls out one Arsenal player for walking during the Europa League exit. Arsenal were knocked out with no last night, and Lee Dixon rips into Gunners player Martin Odegaard for one incident during the match. Lee Dixon was a commentator on last night's game, BBC Radio 5 Live Sport. Raised the Arsenal attacker Odegaard during the first half against Villarreal. He went on to say he was not happy with the 22-year-old lack of urgency when taking a corner. In his own comments, this game is lacking intensity from Arsenal. They need to get a goal. Come on. I understand being patient and playing your game, but Martin Odegaard went to make a corner and he walked over. Why is he walking over? Get over there and put the pressure on, ex-Arsenal defender says. Listen. I think if Arsenal had won and made it to the final, it would have papered over the massive cracks that seem to be appearing on every corner at Arsenal. I think it's
we can't score from a corner. When was the last time we scored from a corner? We're no good at set piece at the moment. I'm being genuine, right? Odegaard, yes, I do rate him as a player. He's not going to stay at Arsenal. As I said the other day, I'm doing the Ice Bucket Challenge, and I accept that, right? But I totally agree with Lee Dixon. Last night, his mind was somewhere else, probably back in Spain, for all I know.
Possibly.
But we haven't scored from a corner for as long as I can remember. Yeah. We get that ball in the area and no one seems to want to head the blooming thing. Or very occasionally, Aubrey will have a go. You know, Rob Holding had a couple of headers, but Rob Holding, he's a defender, and also he's got the slipperiest forehead I've ever seen in my life. This is the thing I honestly, more water comes off his forehead than a duck's back, right? This is what I didn't get from last night as well, guys. I've got to say, right? Okay. Chambers has played well lately. Better crosser of the ball than Bellerin. Yeah. Gabriel had a good. Gabriel had a good game. He's not the players that were up weren't picked. El Neni scored. He wasn't picked. I'll be back in a second, guys. I've got someone at my door.
No worries. Right, let's go into the live chat.
Yes.
Omar Hussein, who says Arteta out, Allegri in. Well, there's his commentary, but he's live with us. I could be wrong, but I feel the owners need to go before the manager. Just my opinion. And my VAR, reliable VAR over here in Cannon Point TV. Give Monty the job in the VAR. Morning, Alex. TV family.
Where's your man?
Please give a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here. He also says, what go on, Ralph? What go on?
Yeah. Much love to you, Monty. Much love, man.
The Assemble says, good morning, Alex and Ralph and Des. Arteta should just resign, and that's all I've got to say about that matter. I saw his press conference, and he looked like a man under pressure.
I think he'll walk.
Say what? What?
I think he will walk.
I think he will walk. That's the point I was going to make.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, man. But
no, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I genuinely think he will walk. And you know what? It's tarnished a great player. You know, and what people have got to remember as well. Okay, even if Mr. Eck, buys us in the summer, right? We've still got to rebuild. So I forgive my time scale, but I could be right, I could be wrong. It's going to be another 2 years before we win anything. Because we have to solidly rebuild from as it's been said in the comments before, from the bottom to the top. Okay. All right. I've offered to donate my feet to Partey if he wants to take them. I'll have them amputated and he can borrow them, you know. I know I am the Vikings' biggest fan, and I know, you know, but for now, all I can say is go back to Real, mate, and enjoy your career.
Yeah.
You know, but guys, if we get bought in the summer, which I hope we do, it's still going to be 2 years before we win anything, as a minimum, I think.
But Des, as rebuilding, would you prefer to see some new players coming in, or is it more about players going out, or is it a mixture of both for you?
The problem we've got is we haven't got the funds, Alex. Okay, we haven't got money. And can Daniel Ek pile a load of money in so soon after buying it? So what I'd really like is players out and some players in, right? But realistically, because of financial restraints, you're going to have to say players out, because I don't know how many players we can get in. And that's me being logical about it and thinking about it. So, you know, I'm not just flapping my gums, you know what I mean?
Well, it's supposed to be self-sustaining, isn't it? Whatever assets we have to use that to... But anyway.
Do you think Orba wants to stay now? I mean, I know he's got this 3-year contract and everybody says, oh, he'll stay because he's got a 3-year contract. But if you were treated like Orba's been treated over the last 3-4 months, would you want to stay? It looks like his passion's been kicked out of him in a way.
How's he been treated?
Well, all right, some of it is self-inflicted, but I wouldn't have been happy last night the way I was taken off. And if you saw the picture of him when he was taken off, he wasn't a happy man.
He was trying, wasn't he? He tried his hardest to score a goal. He was trying really, really hard. And it just...
Yeah. We're just not creative enough. We're not creative enough.
Yeah. Gooner Matters says, morning, Ralph and Alex, along with the rest of the Gooners and Des as well. Bronze on the fourth manager in 3 years. If a suitable person isn't available, give it to Lundberg and Bergkamp for the first season. They will play the youth. Well, Bergkamp has said on many occasions he's not interested in coaching or managing. He's got a young family. He's quite happy being out, you know, in Amsterdam, just leading a quiet life. Although Daniel Ek has reached out to him, but Dennis Bergkamp managing Lundberg.
It's not going to happen. He's a man who sticks by his guns, doesn't he? He doesn't waver, does he?
Morning, Des. Are you doing an Uber late for the bus?
Yeah, no. Sorry, Gooners Matters, my brother. I got the message. I got the message late, so I'm partly to blame. But you know, I'm not going to point fingers.
Oi, the other side. Not me.
Yeah, you. You're the anchor man.
There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with the formation. 4-1-4-1.
Who said that? Who says that? Ashton.
There was nothing wrong with the formation.
He had his beer glass. He had his beer glasses on, didn't he? He must have had his beer glasses on. Hey?
If there was nothing wrong with the formation, then why didn't we win?
Oh, Leno should not have been in goal either. I was very annoyed about that.
Yeah, he wants to leave.
He wants to leave the club. We'll leave now. There's only a couple of weeks to go. Leave now, mate.
Yeah. Leeds use it to good effect. They down tools in December, and this is the knock-on effect. Well, when was the last time we used that formation? 4-1-4-1. I can't remember in my short memory of supporting Arsenal that we've used that formation there. You're using a formation that the players, you could see last night, they were confused.
That's a defensive. That's a defensive formation, isn't it? Not? Is that not a defensive formation?
It is. It is.
Yeah. Well, and we didn't score, so
we should have tried the false 9 again. It might have worked this time. That would have totally put Villarreal on the back foot, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Is it me as well, guys? We don't use the channels properly, do we? Oh, what's happened there, Raz?
He's got a call coming through.
Oh, right, okay. we do not use the channels properly.
But it goes back to the same thing that we've just said. If you're going to have your best 11, you've got to stick with that 11. You've got to have passages of play. I can't see what is the blueprint of Arsenal. What I don't see anything there. You know, passages of plays, the small triangles. You know, I can't see the identical system that he's trying to play there. It's just
the way that Villarreal pressed us. Like I said last night, their goalkeeper had his foot on the ball from a pass back. Right? Everybody was waiting to see where the goalkeeper was going to pass. Not one attacking player went to force the goalkeeper into doing a mistake. When we had the ball, they were so tight on us that they would have more opportunity to score than we did at them. And this is us playing at home. This typifies the season in a sense. The fact that when the opposition are playing, they're more at home at our ground than we are at theirs. And we showed that. We allow them the luxury of the Emirates, as it were. It's okay, guys, you play at your own pace and we'll try and catch up. And this is why we are where we are at this moment in time. If I was Arteta on the sidelines, I don't think I would have the voice or a tongue left or something, because that team, every one of them, I was saying, what the hell are you doing? The goalkeeper's got his foot on the ball from a pass back and you're not challenging him. What are we paying you for?
But they were even scared to let their goalkeeper go near the ball.
Yeah, because they know that how flappy he was. But we still didn't press that advantage.
We should have abused that all night long.
Let me continue back in the live chat. J Max's owner, outboard, out manager, out spineless team. Only the youngsters to keep, and maybe a few others. This club is rotten from the top to the bottom. And the W man got a few minutes as well, didn't he? Well, hey! Oh my goodness!
Hold on, hold on. Am I still in the same universe? I feel like that is Oh. I thought we'd entered somewhere there, lads. I thought we were going somewhere else there.
So far behind in their semi-finals, but look how much fight they had. Arsenal couldn't even stumble over the line with one goal. Chelsea fans slated Rudiger, Jorginho, Mount, Havertz, and Werner in January. They wanted them out. Now look.
George Graham, we would have smashed that team last night. Under George Graham, we would have smashed them. But there we go.
Talking about George Graham, I've got the 89 documentary just running in the background. I'll tell you.
All right. Oh, yeah. Well, I've just been researching the 1971 FA Cup. And that was interesting. I'm going to watch the match tonight as well. So
I think I better watch it as well. Just kind of,
just in case. Just in case.
Moinex, Ralph, and the enforcer, Cronky out, Edu out, Vinay out, Arteta out. That's all I have got to say, lads. Okay, thank you for that, Levan. Levan, I hope you're...
It's a fair comment, Levan. It's a fair comment.
St. Atlic says, good morning, Alex. Ralph and the Enforcer, good morning to you as well. Darren Campbell, everyone needs to go. Even the players play without pride. But not
Kearney looked at Kieran Tierney, sorry. He looked a bit flustered last night as well.
But he was just coming back from injury.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I know.
You asked that question, didn't you? I wouldn't have played him.
No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. Emil Smith Rowe had a better game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was your player? Who was your player of the match? Who was your man of the match, guys? Because I couldn't pick one.
Oh, goodness.
There you go. See. You know what? I'm going to pick El Neni because he scored on Sunday. And he had a go from outside the 18-yard box. What? It was a beautiful thing to see.
But
sorry, I'm on a bit of a roll this morning, boys. I'm sorry.
What players do you think Arteta's going to pick for Sunday's match against West Brom?
No idea.
Do you know what, Ralph? Raz, I don't mean to be rude, right? I don't care.
I know those games are dead games. I know they're dead games, but I would rather that we start playing the youngsters in them now because there's no.
I agree with that point. I agree with that point. Or sack all the men, bring the women on, and let them score 10.
Hey.
Yeah.
Monty says, thank you for the 20 goodness here. Well, it's actually just under 50 now. We appreciate your time and interaction on this particular wonderful channel, which is Cannon TV. The Enforcer, you have to be realistic. Arteta has to leave first before the owners, because even I know it would take weeks or months or worse, a year or more for the owners to leave.
No, that's a fair point. But the point I'm trying to make is we are protesting. All right, we are now talking about Arteta because of not one game, but one season. Yeah, you make a fair point, my friend, but we are protesting against the Cronkies that have been with us for nearly 20 years. It's not quite 20 years, I know, but you might as well say it's closer to 20 years than anything else, right? And it's like what I tried to say to Alex yesterday, right? Even though those fans were protesting, they were singing about Tottenham. Well, hold on. We all know we hate Tottenham. We don't need to be told we hate Tottenham. It's Cronky out, isn't it? Cronky out. You want Cronky out. I want Cronky out. Everybody wants Cronky out. And let's be honest, right? Even if Arteta did walk, no one's going to come in while the Cronkies are there, because they're under the impression that Daniel Ek is going to buy Arsenal. So why would you come in under one owner to be replaced by another owner who could then turn around and say, well, sorry, mate, we don't want you? Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of this. What's the guy's name, Alex? Sorry, I can't quite read it.
St. Attic.
St. Attic. There's lots of pros and cons. I mean, you make a fair point. I know you're annoyed. We're all annoyed. The best thing Arteta could probably do is pack his bags and say, sorry, guys, I gave it a go, but thanks very much. Yeah? But if he doesn't, I'm talking as if he doesn't. You've got to understand, right? As Alex has always said, and Raz has said it, and anybody involved with Cannon Fodder has said this, Arteta is the cheap option, and the Cronkies want to keep it as cheap as possible. So they won't get rid of him. The only way Arteta will go is if he feels he has to go. That's the only way you're going to get rid of Arteta at the moment. And that's it.
I think I can see that happening, Des. I think.
Yeah.
What I saw last
night, I am being realistic, my friend. I'm just looking at it from all angles. You know?
So Attic goes on to say, keep protesting. Changes can happen.
Exactly.
I want to remind us very quickly, spare a couple of minutes just to watch this link of the video. It could change, it could benefit you and your family in the long and short term future. Bit of security for you guys. Aloui Samaray says, hello, Alex. How are you? Greetings to all your guests. I hope you believe now that Arteta is not good enough for Arsenal. Simply, we need a manager with experience. Look at Chelsea; they did the right thing. I've always said I'll try and keep it very consistent. I just don't like to see managers get sacked. I don't. Look,
Well, let's flip it. Let's flip it for a second. Let's just flip it for a second. The other side of the coin, yeah. You guys aren't happy because Arsenal haven't had a good season. I totally understand that. But how would you be feeling if we'd won everything? If we were in the Europa Cup, if we were in the FA Cup final, we wouldn't be talking as Arsenal fans. We would not be talking like this. And there go by the grace of God, and that is the truth.
Yes, I have to interject there. I have to be consistent.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
When I'm going back at least about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, when I heard the fact that Kroenke, the board members, had disrespected the other members, the shareholders at the club, I was thinking, well, that's not right. You know, you're doing these things in a way that could be detrimental to the club. Okay. When I heard the fact that they insulted a female member as well at an AGM, I said that's not the club that I want to be part of. That's not who we are. Yeah. When I heard one of the I think Sir Chip Keswick was saying to one of the those who were invited to the oh, you can read about how Arsenal is doing it in the newspaper. That's when I thought, no, there's something systemically wrong at this club. All amongst the backfighting, the front was Wenger saying, you know what, top four is a trophy because it allows us to be in the Champions League, which means that revenue was coming in. And I was thinking, well, how could you say as a manager that just being happy with top four is good enough for this club? You came in when nobody knew who you were, the famous Arsenal who, and you've transformed the team into the team that we all fell in love again, despite some of the results against, you know, our toughest rivals was Man United. You know, Liverpool had dropped off. The only reason why Arsene Wenger challenged the status quo is because he wanted the team to be acted in the right way, you know, contradicting what the AGM and Stan Kroenke did. When the financial fair rules came into play, he was challenging against Man City and Chelsea because he knew that they bent the rules in their favour. But he was only one man. It was like King Canute. He was against the wave because that's the way football was going. So when we had the potential to invest in players, and then at the end of every season, you heard Arsene Wenger say, "Well, we could have bought what's that player's name now? Carney from Leicester City to Arsenal." We had the money. So I'm thinking, hang on now. So what? All these little bits, all these little trails, showed that this is what we are, and this is where we are at this moment in time. So the fact that we've got an owner who doesn't really care about the fans, who is using this self-sustainable ideology that, you know, the club will be able to finance itself. But you know what? I'm still going to take the money out from the club. Oh, I'll give them a little trinket now and again. I'll give them Petr Cech. I'll give them Ozil. Those were distractions. But when you look at the pitch, that this is what brought us to this point. It's the fact that we slowly walked in, as Alex would say, well, our eyes wide open into mediocrity. It was set by the owner, set by the manager at the time, and then when Arteta came in, I said to Alex last night, I put my hand up. I was one of the ones that wanted another manager. I was thinking that we was far better than being in 5th place. Right now, of course, I'll swap where we are to 5th place now because it means that we'll still be in Europe.
Ralph,
so
can I quickly respond to Des's question? Though, if we had won, if we got into the final of the Europa League and if we won the FA Cup, we wouldn't be talking like this. If you go back and watch Thierry Henry's interview he did on Sky Sports, when he's actually says openly, well, Daniel Ek did reach out to us. He does say in the interview that people would say just that. You know, people, we're just complaining now because the information about the European Super League. No, the fans have been complaining for the longest time about the ownership there's at Arsenal. So whether
I know that.
And I said as well that if we had made it to the final of the Europa League, it would just paper over the massive cracks that still remain at Arsenal. So we've been doing this for 3.5 years, and I've been complaining on Canada for 3 years, you know, and I've always been complaining about Arsenal over the last 10, 15 years. So answering your question, I would still be complaining whether we had made it to the final.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, there is a portion of the fan base that wouldn't be, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And can I, Raz, before you say carry on, can I say one more thing? How have we gone? Sorry, this is just to possibly add to what you were saying, Raz, right? How have we gone from one of the richest clubs in football, to now saying, and we've said it a lot, we haven't got the money to buy that player. So where's the money going?
I feel that I know we joked about, for example, I have to use this player as an example, Pepe. We joked that he's not worth 72 million. That whoever did that bidding process and Raul has left, he probably left with two, luggages of cash. I don't know the reasons behind it. We can always speculate, hence the reason why it was hushed straight away. But these are the minute details. Us as fans, the way that we are able to assess information now compared to 10 years back, we didn't have that kind of awareness. We knew that something was up. We talked among us. We talk among ourselves, but we didn't have this platform. All of a sudden now, because players are more accessible through Twitter and YouTube, the company decided to put these training videos to show that one of the players can shoot from outside the box. Top bit.
I never watched them.
All those little bits to pacify. What they do, to pacify the fans, to say, actually we are doing things in the right place, but they're not, because it's not replicated on the pitch. And when you have that disconnection, we talk often about how, look, for example, last night, who after last night would have gone onto social media or post-match to say, what we did was diabolical. I apologize. Sincerely, I don't deserve to wear the shirt. They won't say that, because maybe their agents will tell them, if you're doing that, you're going to set yourself up for a bigger fail. Everything that is a player's responsibility when on the pitch, it's also their responsibility off the pitch. But all these little, I said before, these bits of details, the little smoke and mirrors by the club. This is the club that's meant to be doing things in the right way, and we know they've been doing things in the right way for the longest time. And now we've come to this point now where we're out of Europe. James Rowan mentioned this the beginning of last season. Alex mentioned this the beginning of last season. I was thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to hold fire because I got our manager out. I'm going to trust the process. We just won FA Cup. Hey, we taught Man City and Liverpool that we have got a bit of teeth. Now let's move forward. I'm not using COVID as an excuse. I'm not using injuries as an excuse, because every Premiership team knows that when you're in the Premiership, these things are going to happen. Of course, last year was unprecedented, but look where Man City is now. They've been consistent for the last 10 years. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool managed to get win the Premiership after trying for so many times, but they have that pedigree. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea have only managed to get where they are because they were ruthless enough. When we have to say ruthless, they're ruthless enough to say, no, it's not good enough. We're going to get rid of ex-players.
But they've also Man City, they spent a lot of money. Pep,
yes,
he spent over $1 billion to get to the point where he is now. But I want to ask, there's the question. You asking a question about, how's it we've come to be, such a rich club to a club that doesn't have any money. What do you think has happened at Arsenal, Des? That we don't have any money. There's not any money in the coffers. Why do you think we've arrived at that point, Des?
Fraud. fraudulent. There's fraudulent stuff going on that we can't prove. We could talk about it, but we can't prove it. And someone's bleeding us dry somewhere. You know.
I say that it's the owner, because if we're having a self-sustainable project, he's sifting money that we need into his other projects. Don't forget, this guy he owns about maybe 5 or 6 other clubs in the States as well. He's not.
We're paying for the LA Rams.
He's not cash poor. His wife, as I keep going on about this, she's the heiress to Walmart. These people are not cash poor. You know, they've got money coming out their ears. It's where they diversify that finance. They use Arsenal as a cash cow, as a you know what, this is who we own, so I can get the next biggest thing, because they're holding us. Now, if Kroenke wants to, like he said before, it's been 2 years that he wants to sell the club, then what you do then, you say, okay, quite clear you don't want us. You don't believe in what we're doing for the club. Okay, this is my price. It's non-negotiable. This is my price, so I can go. So then, if I have any kind of legacy to leave behind for the club, it's the fact that, okay, we went when we had to go. So then the club can still flourish, and we put it in the best hands to make sure it goes on that way. So at least then we can say, well, you know what, the best thing that Kroenke did do, regardless of him moving us from Highbury to the Emirates, he went when we told him that we didn't want him anymore.
I'll just go back into the live chat. Go back in the live chat. The Assemble says, common sense doesn't live at the Emirates anymore. Yeah, the problem is sense is not common anywhere. No. Levan J says, Arteta is a puppet for the Kroenkes. The whole club is rotten from the top to the bottom. We need a massive overhaul. I hope Daniel Ek puts his takeover bid in soon. John Wayne, the real John Wayne, by the way, says, howdy, folks, and howdy to you as well, John Wayne. I hope you're keeping well. Good morning, David Felton says, Belgian manager Roberto Martinez could steady the ship. We need that kind of manager. Really, Des?
Well, yeah, he's as good as anybody else at the moment. If someone had to come in, he's as good as anybody else. Okay. You see, what we're doing as well is we're paying champagne prices for players, but getting tap water players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Spot on. I would take him. I would take him. Someone said a while ago, Rafa Benitez. I mean, I'd take him. I'd take anybody at the moment if they could get us out of what we're in. You know, I know that sounds the way I said that sounds really, really desperate, but I think that's where we're at. And I don't mean turn it round in 5 minutes. I mean, turn it round so we can see, so the fans can see progress. Because we're not going to get it with Arteta. We're not going to get it.
The problem is, our fan base don't have the patience to
wait.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
And that's why Unai Emery got fired and sacked. The media pack were disrespectful to him. The players down tools. And the fan base, Emery out. We don't have the patience. We've got Arsene Wenger, 22 years. Emery, 18 months. Mikel Arteta, his position is quite precarious now, isn't it? The fan base don't have the patience. That's the problem.
I mean, even if you was to flip last night's games, if we were to play Roma and Man United, and Man United were to play Villarreal, Roma would have absolutely stuffed us.
Yeah.
Because they came back against, all right, they still lost, but they came back against Man U. They would have absolutely wiped us off the pitch.
The passion and the fight, eh?
Yeah.
Monty says, just a reminder about the merch in the description box. I think the Enforcer's designing his own design. How far have you gotten?
Oh, no, I've done it. I'll just, once I've got the funds, I'm going to be buying it, and then I shall be wearing it with pride.
There you go. I see it as well. little sideline deal there. Actually, you might want to buy your very own Enforcer T-shirts.
The thing is, though, I only went on there for a face mask. And I've even got permission I've even got permission off the missus to get one. There we go. Well, I did deny Alex because I sent you a message saying there's already face masks, and you went, "There's plenty on there." I didn't realise that the website was so detailed. It's really, really good.
Quite a few bits and pieces on there.
Yeah. Something for everyone.
There you go. Alistair Braun says purely tactics. Emerson Rowe and Odegaard together is wrong for me. I've been saying that for the longest time. It's either one or the other. You can't play both of them at the same time. Odegaard may not have BMT. Martinelli starting may have been a big risk. But semi-final. Like Ralph said, he provided the assist for all but to score. Continuity, consistency.
I also would have put Balogun on instead of Eddie. What's his face last night? Eddie Nketiah. I would have put Balogun on, but he wasn't even on the bench, so I don't know why I'm saying it, but that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
If you look at all the successful clubs and teams in football,
elections
from the same hymn sheet from top to bottom, starting with the owner, they are different agendas in the hierarchy. Just a few more to wrap up this one.
Just a quick question about Balogun, actually. Do you think they got him to sign the contract just to stop other people from getting him?
That could be a good point.
I've got no idea what Arsenal are doing. The business acumen, the way they scout the players, the way they do their business, I just don't understand what they're doing. Really, I've got no idea.
I just wondered what your guys' thoughts on that would be. That was all right. Yeah. To me, it feels like they've made him sign the thing just so no one else can get their grubby mitts on him,
Yeah. Levan says Des is right. Alba did not look happy when he came off. No, he didn't.
Thank you, Levan. I've said one right thing today, then that's good. Result.
He kept our scores on the bench.
Sorry, I was going to say you would want your striker not to be happy to be taken off at a crucial time in a match. That if he can show again, it's difficult to say. I mean, I know he suffered from malaria and everything else. That's a very difficult disease to overcome, and to put yourself at this time now in a match of that kind of intensity. I mean, he did look like he was off the pace, but when he tried to attack, he did give it his all. But I don't know. The match was going backwards from the start, from the first whistle. So
did you guys see his press conference, Arteta's press conference? He was asked a question about Lacazette. Why is it he only got 10 minutes? Could he not have come on like straight after half time? And Arteta said, well, no, because he hadn't had a full training sessions with us, so he could only manage 10 minutes. I'm thinking the semi-final of the Europa Cup.
I'm going to go and shoot myself after this. I am. I'm going to go out in my garden and shoot myself. Oh, the depression is.
Well, we don't want that, Des.
No, I
want to see you on the Easy Talk tonight.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll put it off till tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Oh, Sunday then. Sunday. I've got to make an appointment.
Sunday.
Hold on. I've got to make an appointment now, have I, to kill myself? Right, okay. Oh, do you know what? Forget it. I'm staying. That's it.
Anyway, we're finished on this Friday, the morning after the night before. God damn, it's like when you go out.
Have we been out on a drink? Have we been out on a session or something?
It feels like it, doesn't it?
It's a hangover. That's what it is. It's a hangover.
Oh, it's more than that, isn't it, Raz? Let's be honest. It's one of those when you wake up next to someone and you can't remember where you met them or what their name was. It's one of them ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Des. What are you talking about, mate?
Do you know what? I don't know. I made it all up. It's all made up. I'm telling you. Just in case we miss watching this
Friday morning show. Good to have you, of course, they're back. But these two guys will be back later on this evening for the Easy Talk. Make sure you join us 7:30 p.m. UK time. Yeah,
be there.
Subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're going to miss the notification button, aren't you? Got to subscribe. subscribe.
What's the
You
time?
never know.
Be there, even if you just want to take the mickey out of me. Be there. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can take
But
it.
no, I'm just thinking that the Enforcer might want to promote his new, you know, the Enforcer T-shirts. If you want
Oh,
a limited edition,
limited edition Enforcer t-shirt. Oh, mate, if I tell you what, if I can you actually put the design actually on the website?
of course you can. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I uploaded it, so hopefully it's on there.
yeah.
So what? Let me describe it just quickly. It's got the cannon fodder on the front, yeah, and then on the back it's got my name across your shoulders in red letters, and then down in, because the away kit's usually yellow, down at the bottom it says "Bring it" with exclamation marks.
I tell you
So
what,
that's
Des, you know what? I think you're onto a winner there.
way.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's
Rad. You got to get yours. Rad, you got to get yours sorted out now, Mucker. Come on. We could call you Razor Raz.
I tell you what, let's see if we can get Daniel X to come in on this as well. Then maybe we can, like, you know, ship out. Everyone who goes on Spotify can also get one of our shirts.
Yes.
There you
Or
go. There you
we
go.
could have a sideline in the armory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nice little, you know.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
Right.
potential, boys. Potential.
Hey, unlike Arsenal.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So that's it, guys. Make sure you subscribe and be part of the community over here. We just surpassed 11,000 subscribers.
Oh, brilliant.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that's
Brilliant.
been down to each and every one of you. Yes, you lot out there watching us in cyberspace. Thank you so very much for that. I know I'm kind of echoing the sentiments from my brother, because we started this like 3.5 years ago. At the time,
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if people sub or not.
All right.
I'm just
okay. All right.
no, sub. Otherwise, I'm coming to get you.
7:30. Yeah, for the easy talk with these two guys, wonderful chaps there. Got to subscribe. Got to subscribe.
Yes.
So until then, I shall see you guys later. Be kind to each other. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't forget to
definitely.
subscribe. Yeah. There you go. If you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.